What can you get compensated for in your car accident case? So this is broken down to three different categories: economic damages, non-economic damages, and punitive damages. Economic damages are damages that you could actually show, like hard expenses. So if you have a medical bill for $5,000, that's what it is, $5,000. If you have 20 days of lost wages, well, then you times 20 days by the amount of hours that you work, by however much money you make per hour, equals X amount of dollars. That's what it is. That's the hard expense. Those are economic damages. Non-economic damages are things like pain and suffering, mental anguish, emotional distress, lost joys. How do you measure that? That's difficult to measure because someone may have the same exact injuries as somebody else, but for whatever reason, they had more mental anguish than the other person. Someone may have the same exact amount of medical bills as somebody else, but that person's life had a lot more lost joys in it because they were very active and they were on the road all the time and they had kids and they did all these different activities with their kids. So that changes the non-economic damage category. This is where a really good law firm comes in handy because they are able to pull things out of your life, pull how it's affected your life, and present it in a legal way that forces the insurance company to give over higher offers so they don't get popped later on in a courtroom. Lastly, punitive damages. You don't see these on every case, but it's where someone was just beyond reckless in the accident. So maybe a drunk driver caused your accident, or someone was street racing and they caused the accident. These you could tap into punitive damages. You do have to be careful as well, because sometimes if they are so far reckless that the insurance company may just deny coverage altogether. At the end of the day, a lot of your economic damages, meaning how much your medical bills are and your lost wages are, they will translate to your non-economic damages. So if you only have $5,000 in medical bills and you're trying to say that the pain and suffering and emotional distress that you have from this accident is just beyond the galaxy, the insurance company is like, well, we just don't see that because you don't have that much medical bills, so we don't really consider what you're saying there. Whereas if you have $100,000 in medical bills and you've had to get surgery and all this different types of treatment, and then you say the pain and suffering and the emotional distress and the mental anguish and the lost joys of my life have been radically affected, well, then you have a case to present there because they match up together. So there's a lot of ins and outs to go through these cases. If you'd like a free case evaluation, feel free to reach out anytime. 832-925-2030. God bless you and have a good day.